Worries tonight for anxious parents as the CDC updates its COVID guidance for people who are fully vaccinated. Here to answer your questions is Dr. Kristen Moffatt, an infectious disease specialist at Boston Children's Hospital. Good to see you, Dr. Moffatt.
Good to see you too.
Well, as you're well aware, there's no vaccines authorized yet for kids under 12. So a lot of parents have been counting on vaccinated adults to provide protection for their young children. Now, though, the CDC says people who are fully vaccinated may be spreading the virus too. How does that change the risk for kids?
Well, the increased infectiousness of the Delta variant in particular does change that risk somewhat, but not completely. It still is the case that vaccination decreases the likelihood that an infected individual will be able to spread this infection to others. But with the Delta variant in particular, that reduction is just not as substantial as it is with infection with less infectious variants, basically. So I still would say that the number one thing that we can do to protect our unvaccinated kids is to have as many adults around them immunized as possible. And then beyond that, even fully vaccinated individuals can add back that additional layer of safety with masking if they've got unvaccinated kids in their home.
Yeah, well, let's expand upon that, Dr. Moffatt. Would you recommend parents wear masks more often if they have unvaccinated children at home?
I would, and that would be especially true if they were headed indoors in places where they can't maintain distance when they are indoors and they're going to be with people outside of their household. I would say that is good advice right now for anywhere where cases are on the rise, but that's especially important even for fully vaccinated individuals in communities that have substantial or high rates of transmission.
What about summer camps? I know there was an outbreak at a camp in upstate New York just across the Massachusetts line. So do you think kids should start wearing masks at camp no matter whether they're inside or out? I know right now at my daughter's camp, she wears masks indoors but not outside.
Yeah, I think that also depends a lot on the camp and the structure of the camp. I think if it's a weeks-long sleepaway camp and the campers and the staff have already kind of been there in a pod together for more than a week, then the risk of introduction of COVID-19 into that pod is pretty low. But if you're talking about a day camp and the campers and the staffers are returning home in between the camp sessions, that risk of introduction of infection is higher. So in those settings in particular, I think masking, especially when they're doing indoor activities, would make a lot of sense. It's really not necessary outdoors for frankly vaccinated or unvaccinated individuals, as long as they can keep some distance from each other when they're outdoors.
All right, Dr. Kristen Moffatt with Boston Children's Hospital, thanks for your time. The questions keep coming as this seems to go on forever. We'll see you next week.
Sure, thanks.